Women Engineers Chapter FED MESWE was established on 2nd April 2013. It was formed by a group of women engineers from technological universities, the public sector, and private sector. We are supporting the academic and professional careers of women engineers to help them become effective and up-to-date, and to help them coordinate with other women engineer organizations around the world. FED MESWE website link is here. Vision of our chapter: to encourage women engineers to remain in the engineering practice, to support the professional development for women engineers, to encourage and celebrate achievements of women engineers and ultimately leaders, and to provide inspirational women engineers of its plenary model, inspiring next generation. Mission. Mission is to build a large network connecting women engineers to embrace and deliver the results of living on purpose based on courage and joy. Main activities of our Women Engineers chapter is technical seminars, community seminar or knowledge sharing, trainings, technical project competition for engineering students, community activities, donation for needs, national conference or international summit. These are office bearer of Women Engineers chapter or key players. Now, there are two effects in Myanmar: political change and natural disaster, cyclone. Since February 2021, political change has been occurred. So, up to now, there is no stability in our country, and our people facing various difficulties and insecure problems. And another effect is super cyclone, Mocha. Mocha cyclone destroying a lot of areas of our country in May, especially destroying Rakhine State, and Sakai, Magwe, and Chin. These are record photos of Mocha cyclone hit areas. Before political change in 2021, our Women Engineers chapter can do many activities in every year. After political change, we can arrange only our activities in low profile. So in these periods, we can do our activities by online. These are our activities: MESWE office para meetings, INWES meeting, midterm meetings of AFPO, WFPO meetings are online participation, and FPO 40 is in person. Due to our country's situation, I can collect updated statistics. So I can share only this information. So please accept my apology. These are some activity records of our Women Engineers chapter. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. King. Actually, so I think I'm going to ask you again to applause for 10th anniversary of Myanmar. Yeah, W services establishment. That's actually wonderful news. Yeah, I think we have sustaining initiatives. So I'm going to invite next Miss Hada from Nepal. Is she around? Oh, okay. So you have 15 minutes. Yes, floor is yours. Thank you.
So good afternoon, all of you. After the lunch, so you must be feeling a bit sleepy, but I'll try to keep you awake with my short presentation. So I've formulated my slides according to these outlines. I'll briefly talk about WISE Nepal, some figures in Nepal regarding women in STEM in overall, and then what we learn about that figures and what we are doing with WISE Nepal, some activities, the results and impacts of that, and then conclusion. So basically, you should also congratulate us. Basically, we also started off our voluntary network in 2013, a loose network then. And in 2016, we registered as a non-profit distributing company, WISE Nepal, with the vision that women engineers and scientists have better prospects through their active involvement in the sector. And also the other objectives are like to encourage girls in the STEM fields of study, increase their representation in STEM, also sharing knowledge among each other, and finally advocate for women-friendly policies in the STEM workforce. It's not working. It's not working. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I have to show it here. I don't know why. Okay, if you just, if I just go through the statistics, this is the kind of curve that we have. We have slightly made progress from 2013 to 2018-19, and then slightly dropped to be more parity at the levels of 2019, 2020, because our population is almost like 51% women and 49 men. So it's almost there in terms of girls' education. So we are almost there. But when they go into higher education, no, the girls, they tend to be smaller in proportion. And even if we talk about technical and vocational schools, the women seem to be fairly lesser in numbers. So if you see 31, 37, 38% is there. But we have quite a number of women representation in the field of medicine, because traditionally women are supposed to give care to the people. So that's why probably in medicine and nursing, it's still higher. And if I take the women engineers registered in Nepal itself, we are only 11% out of total 37,000, 43,000 total in numbers. And among them, architecture takes highest percentage, Biomedical and biotech also takes higher percentage of women. Environmental and electronics also take comparatively higher percentage. But in hardcore, engineering like civil, mechanical, aeronautical, they are very fairly less. So what do these numbers tell us? So which means that we still need to do a lot of effort in bringing women and girls in STEM education. That's what we think. That's why we encourage girls students to take up more, more of their fields of study into STEM in the future. So we started off with the scholarship scheme to study, to give it to the women, girls who are performing good, but cannot afford engineering fields of study. So we started off with the scholarship schemes for those students. And here are some of the recipients of women, scholarship provided by WISE Nepal, who have been studying, and they have quoted some from their experience. She just graduated this year, and she is studying in the 3rd year, I think. So we are slowly getting there. And there are also experiences that we have been networking with different people in different forums also. And we have started also career counseling to women fresh graduates who entered into the markets with difficulty, but we share our experiences, that we counsel them, we mentor them to compete equally with boys and men in the field, and so that they can continue with their career in the engineering. Also, we network with other members in the field of engineering within the country to celebrate and share their stories and all that. We have recently also joined ASA. This is also a network in Asia for women academicians and scientists, and also celebrated online networking with them. And we still continue to do the basic thing to promote girls from their primary and secondary schools, to encourage them more into STEM fields of studies. That's why we conduct science experiments, science quizzes, science orientation in schools. This is the basic thing. And we also conduct evaluations of these orientation workshops. Before the orientations, they tend to have different future goals, but after getting the orientation and counseling sessions, they tend to be interested in STEM fields, looking at us, how we are prospecting, how we are doing in our fields. So these are basically the activities that we conduct every year. So in future, we still think that we need to continue such activities to diversify the women and underrepresented groups in these fields of study and the career. And we again continue to influence policies that would retain women in the workforce, be it increasing the maternity leave from 3 months to 4 months, which is also translated into labor policy recently in Nepal, and introducing probably the flexible working hours for women, where women can, work from home, also work in flexible hours in order to manage their, caretaking job as well as professional career job. So these are small things, but really make a big impact on women's, retainment of their career. Also continue to encourage girls from the schools into the studies, and also encourage them to participate in networking events, be it through webinars, be it from talk programs, representing in other forums within Nepal and outside of Nepal. Yeah. So I'll talk about the results. When we started off with WISE Nepal in 2013, there are very few organizations who talk about these things. But after 10 years of time, within 10 years of spans, we could see that more and more these organizations and small networks are emerging in Nepal, which talks about women in STEM, promoting women in STEM. And they have started recognizing who have contributed in the sector, and respecting them, felicitating them and recognizing them, sharing their stories, and also celebrating their successes. So we also, identified that more donor groups are, starting to invest in the activities, like USAID's working on women in energy, GIZ working. So these are small, donors already started to, pick up these small organizations to support various of these activities in Nepal. So this is quite a good news and good results of 10 years of, our continuous efforts in promoting this field of study here. So these are the results. So in order to conclude, I would say that we have to continue what we have been doing, but not individually as such, but collectively. We have to become a strong, building block to advocate and to influence conducive policies for all the women. Also, we need to start working in partnerships with various networks, various societies around the region and around the world, and also use this platform to share our experiences, our stories, our knowledge, so that we do not have to start from the scratch, and we can build on to what we have already, started. So that's all about it, and we can contribute for the sustainable, Earth and sustainable future. That's it. So thank you very much.
Oh, thank you very much, Professor Junhata. It is actually, I can see that Nepal is very much committed to its own STEM education, connecting the younger population, female population of the country. And also congratulations on the 10th anniversary. So now we also have our online presenters waiting. I am going to ask Ms. Byron Lane to update on us about the New Zealand activities. Are you there?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, no problem. We can hear you. So
I'll
floor is yours.
I'll just start my video. Can you see me now?
Yes, perfectly.
Oh, there we go. Oh my gosh, I can see that I'm on a really big screen and I've got braces on. So if you're wondering what's happening with my mouth,
You look beautiful.
I'm very big. And also I just want to start by apologizing. It's winter over here in New Zealand and many of my family are sick, including myself, with quite a bad cough. So there might be a little bit of coughing coming through, which I do apologize for. And I know when I did this last year, I had a difficulty sharing my screen. So let me just see if it's easier this year. So I can actually see, I'll just see if it takes some time to get through. I see that the screen's changed. The slides coming up. Have you got my presentation up on the screen? I can't hear anybody.
Yes, we have it.
Yeah, you've got
Yes.
it. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep,
And I'll
yep.
just, yes. Okay. Well, kia ora koutou, ko Brian Elaine, toko ingoa. I am the program manager at Engineering New Zealand, and Engineering New Zealand is the body for all engineers who are certified engineers in New Zealand. So that's men and women, and looks over 22,000 engineers. So we're a big body, but there's a lot of work that we're doing in the women in STEM space, which is what I'll concentrate on. And alongside being the program manager for the Climate Action Program and our Kamihi Rangahoa program, which is our integration of Māori into both the profession and our organisation. I'm also co-chair of INWES-19. So what I thought I would do is just quickly run through an outline of what we've been doing as an organisation, but then get on to an update of INWES. And I don't know if anyone there is attending or looking at attending, but I thought I could answer any questions that you may have. So I'm just going to flick to the next screen. Has that changed? Yeah.
Yeah, it is changed, but do you mind making it full screen?
Yes.
It should be in bottom down there. Bottom left bottom.
Left
the full
bottom.
screen. Oh right. Oh yeah, right corner of your side.
Is that?
Yeah.
Is that gone?
The full
No.
screen. No, it's not.
No, hang on.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, that's the one.
Is that better?
Oh, one more. Yeah, that's the
Is
one.
That's the one?
No, it's not yet.
Oh.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Is it full?
Now we have
full
it.
screen. You've got full screen now? Excellent. Okay,
Yes.
now I'll just see if I can move forward. How's that?
Yeah, admit that person waiting.
Sorry?
Thank you.
It's full screen now? Is it? Yes, it is full screen. I can't hear anything.
In online, yeah, we have your screen full screen. No,
Okay, great. Thank you.
Probably offline differently.
Okay, just holler, just call out if something's wrong, just interrupt me. So our main activities and programs at Engineering New Zealand, first is focusing on being change makers. So that's looking a lot at equity and inclusion, are really, really important to that. Also looking at climate action is another a major part of what we're doing at Engineering New Zealand. I thought I'd just give you a little bit of an overview of the program of Kimihi Rangahoa. That is a Maori word, and that's looking at raising the cultural capabilities within Engineering New Zealand and the wider profession. So it's looking at making sure that all our staff have a better understanding of the Maori language, and that we're working really closely with the Indigenous people, or getting engineers to work closely with the Indigenous people with any of the projects that they're delivering on. As I said, I'll just go through these bits quickly. The other major focus that we have is engineering climate action, and we have our position, which is that anthropogenic, which is human-induced climate change, is a reality, and that we need to support our members and industry and government to take positive action to address climate change mitigation, transition and adaptation. The key thing, though, that is more focused on what we're talking about today is the work that we've done on the diversity agenda. And as many of you in the room may know, this is a program that we work with alongside the Institute of Architects, and has been established since 2018 and is going from strength to strength. You'll see on the screen here a fantastic march which took place in Auckland earlier in the year, and what the diversity agenda is looking at is we have expanded to not only looking at diversification of skills with women, but also for everyone through the LGBT community as well. So it's really growing and ensuring that we have huge diversity amongst the engineering profession. The diversity agenda started in 2018, and it's a movement that's now grown to over 150 members, and it has nearly 60 chief executives that have signed up to what's called the Diversity Accord. And the purpose behind this has been to go, we want to bring about change, but how can we hold organisations to account to ensure that they bring about this change? So we've really gone at that top level for a lot of chief executives within organisations to sign up to saying, these are the targets we want to hit, and this is what we want to do to bring more women and more diversity into the organisation. And what we do within the diversity agenda is then get all those CEs back together on sort of like a quarterly basis to say, what have you achieved? What have you found worked? What isn't working? What are your statistics looking like? So there's a bit of a whole organisations holding each other to account, and also sharing that information amongst one another so that they're all learning together. So it's not sort of competing against one another, but it's trying to bring around a whole movement of change with everyone from the top down supporting that. As we said, since 2018, it's moved on, just not from bringing more women into engineering, but we're looking at the looking at the competencies with Te Ao Māori as well, and also the LGBTQ community. I thought that what would be quite good is to give you a few statistics which have come through from our survey, our remuneration survey, which we do each year. And I'm afraid to say that it's as much as the work we're doing, I think it was quite similar to just listening to Nepal speak, was that we're doing all this work, but there's still a long way to go, because you'll see that graduates, we're getting more females through. It's at 27%. But there's still predominantly male there, and when we get into the senior roles of engineers, for women engineers, it drops right down. And I thought that was quite relevant what Nepal was saying as well, as what ways can we focus on changing that percentage, that low percentage from women senior managers. And I'll talk about that just on the next slide. You'll see here, looking at salaries for women engineers, we still have a gender pay gap that is taking place. If you go right down to the bottom at all career stages, you'll see that the average is 93,000, where for men it's 120,000. So again, it's so important with all the work that we are doing, because we can see that there's still inequity happening there. I'll just flick through this slide, and this again talks to what Nepal was just talking about, is that we also looked at what people consider when they're looking at taking on a job. Of course, salary comes out on top, but you'll see that one underneath that, at 48% of what people consider is work-life balance. And again, if we're looking to not only attract more women into the engineering profession, but keep more women in engineering, especially at those senior levels. We have to ensure that we're offering a good work-life balance so that they can look after their children when they need to, and they can work from home, and all those skills those amazing skills that they can bring to the table can be juggled with everything else that they've got going on in their lives. And I think that statistic shows that how important that is. Before I go on to ICWES, I just want to say what I didn't add was a slide on the Wonder Project, which I do every year as well. And just quickly to say that the Wonder Project is our schools program, which we deliver to over 30,000 children yearly, and through different challenges. We've got a rocket challenge, and we've also got a power challenge where kids have to put all these mechanisms together to light up a town, and that's done with Transpower, our national grid supplier in New Zealand. And the main focus on that is getting more girls into STEM, and also more Māori into STEM. So that's an engaging program that's been growing year on year. And again, it's that thing of get them inspired early, and hopefully then we can bring them through to university, and then not only into the engineering professions, but keeping them in engineering at those senior levels. So that's just a little bit of a rundown of what we're doing at Engineering New Zealand. But I thought I'd just give you a very quick update on ICWES, and then can answer any questions at the end. So yes, ICWES is now only 2 months away. That came around quickly. Everything for the information that you need can be found at this website, which I've shown here, INWES-APNN.com. It's happening from the 3rd to the 6th of September in Auckland, which is our biggest city here in Aotearoa, New Zealand, at the Aotea Centre. We've now had all the abstracts received. I thought you'd all be interested to know that we got an overwhelming response to the STEM theme, which is fantastic news, but did mean there were some really tough decisions to make with the committee that was looking at that, because it made me think we just needed a STEM conference. So we've got all these amazing themes and great talkers, but we've currently accepted over 140 speakers from 25 countries, which is fantastic. The conference will open with a keynote from futurist Dr. Kristen Alford. She's from Australia, and we've got keynote sessions that are focusing on Antarctica. We've got one on space, one on the COVID-19 pandemic, and the one that I'm really excited about is an afternoon panel discussion, which will explore how the STEM sector can become truly diverse and inclusive. And we've got some great people on board for that panel discussion. Here's just a little bit of an array of the people that were speaking and the different backgrounds that they've got. This is for the keynote speakers. And you'll see the current president of INWES, Professor Jung-Sun Kim, is coming, and I'll finally get to meet her in person, which we're really excited about. We've got ecologists, we've got, as I said, futurists. We've got Dame Juliet Gerard, who's the Chief Scientist Advisor to the Prime Minister here in New Zealand. We've got rocket engineers. So there's a huge array of speakers, both keynote and people presenting their abstracts. Now, here is the registration fees, which you'll know, and the early bird is just about to close. But what's really exciting, and it's not part of my presentation because it's only gone live today, is we, as of today, have announced the hybrid offering that we're going to have. So you will be able to view this the conference online, and if you go on to the website and you look at ways to attend, it's got all the ways that you can join through hybrid. What we're doing is that there's during the conference, over the 3 days, there's 6 consecutive rooms of presentations happening. But in room A is where all the keynotes are happening, where all the panel discussions are happening, and all of those people presenting abstracts in room A. And that is what will be streamed for the conference. So you will have 3 days of being able to do that. If you purchase the online registration, you will also, that will be available to you for 90 days. So you don't have to sit there and watch it live. That will be available. We're also offering an opportunity just to pay to view one of the sessions if you want to, and you can use that as a networking event and just stream that particular session. So as we said, it's not, I haven't got a slide on it on this because this was submitted earlier, but if you go online to INWES 19 and go down to ways to attend, that will come up. And those are the day registrations, but I'll just, flick through that, sorry. I don't know why that flicked through. I have got the virtual costs here. Sorry, here we go. So these are the virtual costs which have been set. So we know that it has been difficult, and we appreciate that it's been really tricky for many people to get funding to come to New Zealand. And with INWES and through UNICEF, we've been working really hard to be able to support some people to come, but we unfortunately are not in a position to be able to provide funding for everybody to come. So we hope that this will enable more people to attend, and also those people who have had their abstract accepted but are not able to find the funding to be able to come, then they have the opportunity to present their abstract online as well. So I thought this was quite good. This program's all online as well, and you can go through it, but I thought this was a really good way for people to understand what will be held in the virtual session. So you'll see, again, this isn't live on the website, but you'll see at the top it says Monday, 4th of September. So that's the day that we're currently looking at on the screen. And you can flick through across the top, Tuesday, 5th of September, and the program for that day will come up. And then you've got Wednesday, the 6th of September, and that day will come up. So what will be shown on the hybrid is everything that's happening in concurrent 1A. So each day you'll see a concurrent 1A come through on Monday, Tuesday or Wednesday. And then, of course, as we said, all the welcomings, all the keynote speakers and all the panel discussions as well. So that's a good way to get a feel of what will be presented through the hybrid. We've got on our website also, many of you may have seen this, we've got information for getting information on visas. You would also see we're working very closely with our conference organisers and the amazing Rachel Cook. Some of you might have already dealt with her, and she's able to give you the letters that you might need for which verify that you've been accepted to speak at the conference. So I've got her website here on the presentation, Rachel. I can't actually see what it is because my face is in the way, but you'll see it there on the screen, and you can put that down and they'll be able to answer any questions that you do have to help with visas. There's lots of accommodation, and we've organised deals with many hotels in New Zealand that are from sort of an array of different costs. And again, this is a page on the website. If you go through to it, you'll see that it'll have all the accommodation. There's more than just the two that I'm showing there. You can scroll down and do that as well. And I'm just wondering if, no, I didn't, that I've also said to INWES as well, and people are welcome to get in touch, is that you can always consider Airbnbs as an option. And if you want to later, when the question and answers, I can always let you know what are sort of the main suburbs that are very close to central Auckland. And so you can look at those suburbs when you're looking on Airbnb, and it will be either a very quick train into town or a really quick taxi ride or a bus ride. So you've either got the hotel options, or we can let you know which suburbs will be good for Airbnbs. And the other great news that we can now announce is that the information on the field trips that we will be doing. So there's going to be 2 field trips after the conference, and they are going to be on the Thursday and the Friday. So that's Thursday the 7th of September and Friday the 8th of September. One of those field trips is going to be in Auckland and Hamilton. So one day you'll be in Auckland, and then there'll be a bus down to Hamilton, which is just an hour and a half away. So you'll get to stay in Hamilton that night. And organisations that will be included in that field trip include Fonterra, which many of you may know is our main dairy supplier. We've got Rocket Lab. The only proviso with Rocket Lab is if there's a launch going on at the time, which doesn't happen in Auckland, it happens somewhere else. You won't be able to visit Rocket Lab, but they've said would be delighted to see us all if there isn't a launch happening. There's Tomra in the Waikato, which is, you'll see that picture of all the apples. It's an amazing feat of engineering with the way that they do all the sorting of the fruit. In Auckland, we've also got City Rail, which is the underground link that's being created at the moment, and they've very excited to being able to talk to us as well. There's some more things in there, but that's just a bit of a taster of how the Auckland and Hamilton, which is Waikato area, field trip will be working. The other one is leaving the North Island, which is where Auckland is, where the conference is, and flying down to Christchurch, which is the main largest city in the South Island of New Zealand. This one, as you're probably all aware, had the horrific earthquakes affect the main city centre in 2011. And so one of the exciting things that we'll have in this field trip is actually looking around at a lot of the rebuilds and the new structural engineering that's been put in place with a lot of the new buildings. So I've got a couple there. You'll see that round curvy one in the middle, which is the arts centre, and the beautiful square on the right, which is the library. And you'll see up in the top left there just the new environments that they've had to create, building a whole new city in light of all the destruction that happened in 2011. On the first day of that field trip, you'll fly in, and right next to the airport is the Antarctic Centre. So they will be hosting everyone who's going there, and we're going to get a scientist or an engineer across from the Scott Base rebuild, which is the rebuild that's happening in Antarctica. So it will be sort of an Antarctic morning, and then you'll go into town on the Thursday afternoon and get a guided tour through all the new buildings that are happening. Then on the second day, we're starting at the Allen Herbarium, which is a huge herbarium, and then we're going these beautiful shots here you'll see of this lake, which is Lake Taiwahara, and that is the biggest restoration of wetlands in New Zealand, and it's all been done under co-governance, which is a structure of government and councils working with the iwi, the indigenous people of the land, to bring that to life. So I'm really excited about that. And then in the afternoon, it's going to the Christchurch Adventure Park, which there's a lot of sustainability initiatives that are happening at the adventure park, but then there's also the opportunity for zip lining or mountain biking or walks or sitting in the cafe having a cup of coffee. So they're still coming together, but those have all been confirmed, and the prices for all of that will be coming up on our website shortly.
Okay,
so
thank you.
We're really excited. Sorry if that took longer, but I if there's time for any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Okay, thank you. You're done, yeah, Jane?
Yes.
Jane? Yeah, okay, thank you. I just gave her some extra time, hoping that you're all going to go to New Zealand, and so you know where you're going to go and how she's going to help you. So thank you for sharing the information. I think it was very useful. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
I have a question. If these are questions, maybe you can use the chat. Yeah, I think it's better because we are already late for presenting. So if there's any question regarding the New Zealand trip, please chat with her. There's a Zoom line, I think. Or otherwise, you also ask some.
Yes, Sylvia, yes, it's just said the fees there are quoted in New Zealand.
Ask
So that-
Sylvia to forward your questions to her and to the Miss Lane, so then you can have answers. So we have next waiting Dr. Durdana Habib from Pakistan to tell us about the activities happening in Pakistan. Is she online? Once again, thank you. Bye,
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm here online, but I expect some internet connectivity issues, so that's why I requested to have my recorded video played out. If you could do that, Sylvia?
Do you have? We don't. It seems like we don't have your video. What?
I have sent it earlier.
Oh, okay. Then I don't bother has it.
Oh, okay.
Сайн шинжлэндд нэгсэн сард яваа аялын тухай ярьж штэ нөө. I'm just giving the information for our Mongolian delegates. Тэгээ сайн нөгөө хэрэв та нарт яг шинжлэндтэй холбоотой асуулт байх юм Сильвиэд асуугаатай үн мөний талаар ч юм уу ингээд асуугаар бол Сильвитэй хандж болох нь байна. Do you mind, Dr. Habib, that we move on to the next one and come back to you after the one presentation?
Yes, okay.
Do you mind? Okay, that's good. Yeah, thank you for being understanding. So I'm going to invite Dr. Jane Torano Tapil from Philippines to present. The mic is there. The pointer. So this one uses for the forward.
This is for forward and this is for backward.
Yeah. This is backward. This is forward.
Okay. Good afternoon. Magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. Greetings using the Filipino language. So, I am Engineer Wanati Tapel. I'm the first chair of the PTC-WEN that was founded in 2014. So let me first introduce what is PTC-WEN. PTC itself was founded by Dr. Lydia Tansinsin, a woman engineer, while PTC-WEN is a joint effort as part of our commitment to the ASEAN Federation of Engineering Organization. So my colleagues from the ASEAN, we have almost the same setup because we have communique that allowing all the member economies to put up the Women Engineers section. So that's the reason we put up the Women Engineers Network. But I think Philippines doesn't need the Women Engineers Network because as far as the report of Dr. Kanga, we are almost reached the gender parity in the Philippines. We don't need special treatment for women to be on top. You just be competent enough, competitive enough to climb the ladder of the professional journey. So PTC has an office in the National Engineering Center, and with our project that is funded by USAID, we put up also our own office, the PTC-WEN office, almost adjacent to the PTC office, our father organization, because more on the men, so father organization. So this is the vision of the PTC-WEN. So we are Filipino engineers leading in the local and global communities. And that's the reason we put up some linkage with the different international organizations. And our mission is that Women Engineers Network of the Philippine Technological Council is a catalyst in the engineering profession through its involvement in the academe, private, and public organization that creates impact in the social, economic, environment, technological, political, and cultural development of the country or of the Philippines. Women engineers play a major role in community building through its advocacies of work-life balance and enhancement of engineering competence. Ultimately, Filipina engineers will be an inspiration in all aspects. So there's really a need to have this work-life balance because we need to live and rear our children to become engineers also, or scientists also, or technologists also. So these are our core values that represent when. For W, that's worthiness, having or showing the qualities or abilities that merit recognition in a specified way. So we have to be creative to have this noble undertaking. And excellence, almost all of us are striving to go on an excellent way or having a quality of being outstanding or extremely good, their supremacy and superiority in the engineering practice. And nobleness also, having or showing fine qualities or high moral principles and ideas. So it's not only a way to be good on technical, but rather also with the social, cultural, and other aspects of being a woman, being a person. So these are our objectives in pushing for the Women Engineers Network. First, to promote understanding, goodwill, and cooperation among women engineers. So Women Engineer Network is the platform where all the women engineers in the Philippines are being, concretized. Then we build ours together to push for our own agenda. Second, we facilitate exchange of ideas, concern, and experiences. So the way you are doing it in your country, we also pass that way. When I was in my first year college in a university, the class of 30, only 5 are female. But now, because I and Dr. May are part of the technical panel of the Commission of Higher Education, we evaluate school. When we visit school, I have noticed that almost half of the class is already female. So we already hurdle that time that a female is really very, very, very few in the engineering profession. And of course, the last one is we support the purposes and objectives of our father organization, PTC, our affiliation with the women engineers of the ASEAN Federation of Engineering Organization, and of course, being a member of the INWES and now the IPNN as part of the cluster, and some other organizations that will come along our way. So that's the objectives. And this is the status of professional engineers in the Philippines. So we have 11 regulated profession for engineering. And if you can see, we dissect the male and the female. And Ma'am Sarah, you know that we have already one category that is the LGBTQA. In 2023, just now, we allow those professionals that will register to identify themselves, because gender is not only a state of being a girl or a boy, but it has reference to the social and cultural, not on the biological attributes of a person. So that's the reason there's a new column, because we have to respect their beliefs and most of them provide or contribute better impact to the engineering profession. Along with this different profession, the chemical engineer is already a female dominated. More women in the chemical engineering profession. But for others, not yet. My profession is number 2, agricultural and biosystems engineering. We are just rank 6 among the 11, but still the top notcher is civil engineering. And Dr. May is for the electronics. So this is dissected because they have 2 levels of professional, registered and professional. So if you have seen this, electronics, mechanical, and electrical, they have 2 categories. So that is the snapshot of the professional engineers in the Philippines. As of March 30, 2023, taken from the data of the Professional Regulation Commission. So these are our activities from the PTCWEN. So we are holding the summit. We have the search for Lakambining Ingeniera. We always conduct this yearly fora for IWD and INWED. We're implementing this social responsibility, and we maintain our representation with our different organizations. And lastly, we're so lucky that we have the Project Wiser with funding from the USAID. So let's run down the different activities. First is every January, we have our election. There is always election because we want to have an enthusiasm and to have a very robust organization. So after the election, we have the oath-taking ceremony. I was the chair for 7 years, but yearly there is election. And I declined already I stepped down to become the official representative on INWES. And Dr. May take over the chair, and she handles the Wiser project and the representation for the ASEAN activities. And we have the yearly summit. We only conduct once a year a summit, and we ensure that our summit will have some income that can sustain our annual needs. So we need to gain, not to lose, or else we don't have money to finance our activities. And this is the next summit on August 3 to 5 in Manila. So if you want to join, this is hybrid. You can join online or go to Manila. So this is our next activity. This is harnessing the other side of a woman. Not only technical, but you have to be socially upright. And I founded this activity because other professions were able to produce Miss Universe, Miss Earth, or some title. But I think that for engineers, we were not able to produce beauty queens. Why? We are not beautiful, unlike Dr. Forbe and Dr. Matsingil. So I thought, let's push for Lakambining Ingeniera. And last year, we're able to have, our first winner was crowned as Miss Earth Water. And our last winner, who joined the national contest, has become the one of the 10 finalists. So not bad for Lakambining Ingeniera. So these are also our activity that we have our tree planting yearly. We plant trees. That's part of our commitment. We have also this one where we have our sports. We joined our PTC counterpart, and we have our bowling team. We don't know how to play it, just for fun. It's my first time to play bowling. So anyway, win or lose, just enjoy it. Then for the other one, this is Dr. May representing PTC WEN in the Women Engineers Board meeting. Likewise in the technical visit for last year in Cambodia. And also for INWES-APNN, we were together in Malaysia at the IEM headquarters where we joined this. So these are our international commitment. And as much as possible, we send representative to our commitment. We don't like to be absent. So at least one or two, somebody will be representing PTCWN. And this is the final. We want to maintain and, push forward that the women engineers will be on the lead. So we developed this project, Wiser, where we get 9 million pesos as part of our assistance from the USAID. The intervention will be on the senior high school. Maybe I told Doc May, in the next conference, we want to share with you how we're able to get funding so that, according to Sylvia, we need to be rich. So you cannot be rich by research only. You have to know how to access funding because being rich is almost equivalent to have money. So this is one of the platform where we could collaborate and access foreign funding. So we can push forward for our activity in pushing for more girls, more women in the engineering profession. And part of our commitment, we have conducted also the technopreneurship seminar last June 16. This is part of our commitment also for the INWED. So we should not only be engineer, we should be entrepreneur or technipreneur. Yeah, there is always business side in our activities. So if we can request by team, all of the four, all of them are in the business side. Dr. May, Dr. Engineer Tess, Emmy, and Joanne, they have their own business. But me, I don't have business, monkey business. I'm a part of the government. So I don't engage in business. But I help them. I help them. So that's the way we are working. So best practice, how do we do it? We want to expand Women Engineers Network to include other STEM professionals, scientists. So now we are limited to engineers, but we are now expanding because of INWEST. We have to harness the potential of women engineers, both technical and social. And, we are so happy to share with you that INWEST 20 will be hosted by PTCWN in the Philippines in 2026. And I hope all of you can join us and come to Philippines. See you there. And also, we are helping each other that we get post international and local. So I'm running again as part of the director for INWEST. Why? Because we are the host. And I want to have a direct link for our organization. So that's all, and thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Taipel. It's a very confident representation from Philippines. I'm very glad that women are doing very well in the Philippines. And so I'm gonna move back to a video, greetings from Pakistan. Yeah? Are we ready? Okay, so let's see what he's gonna say.
Good day to all my friends, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Durdana Habib and I belong to the National University FAST. I represent the women in engineering, science and technology in Pakistan. Let me tell you a little bit about the National University of Computer and Emerging Sciences. It was established in July 2000 through an ordinance issued by the President of Pakistan. It is Pakistan's first federally chartered multi-campus private university. The university boasts 5 thriving campuses in large cities of Pakistan. We have faculty of computing, engineering, and management sciences. Now a little bit about the organization. We have around 200 plus members. It's a network of women engineers and scientists organized as a Yahoo group in 2002. We mostly manage through the volunteers. We have participated at APNN conferences since 2014. The members have also participated at several INWES conferences, and participation at the Young Women Scientists Camp in Korea has been there since 2014, which has provided significant opportunities of networking to our students. Let me tell you about the status of female literacy in higher education. The female literacy rates in different sectors of higher education can be seen from the slide below. In medical sciences, we have the maximum participation of women that is around 40%, in fact 45%. So most women opt to go for medical sciences. So most of them are becoming doctors and so on. Then we have the natural sciences. In natural sciences, we have around 40% female participation, followed by social sciences. In engineering disciplines, we only have a presence of around 23% of female engineers. The agricultural sciences has even smaller representation of women, that's around 13%. So you see, this is typically what where girls prefer to go. So historically speaking, medical sciences is the most popular sector for girls to study and to practice. However, it is a leaky pipeline, and the ratio of female students in engineering, electrical engineering is just around 23%. In computer sciences, it becomes slightly better, and it's 25%. However, the ratio of the females employed shows a huge difference from the numbers over here. So what we have in the engineering jobs is just a representation of 4.9% females. That's under 5%. So 95% of the jobs are held by the males. Then computer science jobs, we have 22% representation of females. So a lot of girls who even study electrical engineering do not go into the market, or they do not actually practice as engineers. Same is also true for the medical sciences students. A lot of them actually do not practice as doctors. So due to various problems culturally, they have to take care of their homes, their children, and that's why they leave their jobs. If you look at the status of the female faculty at our university, the overall ratio of female faculty at the 5 different campuses of National University are shown here. We have the CS department in Karachi, which has the maximum presence of females, that is around 47.8%. So then we have the EE department, which has a small number of women engineers, as you can see from here. At the Lahore campus, we have a relatively larger number of electrical engineering females. So the female faculty in electrical engineering at the Lahore campus comprises about 48% of the total staff. So at different campuses, we can see that at some of these campuses, like the one in Faisalabad, there is almost no one in the electrical engineering department. I mean, no female representation here. Then at another campus in Peshawar, we have only small presence in the electrical engineering department, and to some extent we have at least the presence of female engineers, female computer scientists. So this is as far as the statistics of female faculty at the 5 campuses of the National University is concerned. We do take care of our female students by organizing activities that showcase women shattering glass ceiling, like the one we had on International Women's Day, when we held this event on March 2023, which was held to showcase Lieutenant General Nigar Johar. She was the first lady promoted to the rank of Lieutenant General in Pakistan Army. Along with her, there were other female participants who were HR heads, CEOs of their companies, country heads. So it was an activity which greatly inspired the students at our university. We also invited some guests from other universities so that they could participate at this event as well. Other activities such as training workshops, mentoring sessions, skill set training, mock interviews, these are also held for students in general and some for the female students in particular. We have networking sessions as well for the Association of University Women and among others to discuss issues that are common to women, and to have discussions on what should be done as we move forward, and try to make the environment more comfortable for the girls who are going to be joining. There are faculty training activities as well. So this is faculty training that was organized for the outcome-based education in collaboration with the Pakistan Engineering Council. So generally, I think policies matter a lot in establishing our goals. So at our university, we launched the Gender DEI Toolkit based on the diversity, equity, inclusion best practices collected from 19 organizations across Pakistan that had some international presence as well. It actually aims to contribute towards the 5th Sustainable Development Goal, SDG, namely gender equality. There is also a policy in place on sexual harassment. So workplace sexual harassment laws have been made to encourage women to become part of the workforce in both STEM fields as well as non-STEM fields. So this should bring comfort to the females coming into these fields. What we actually need is an umbrella. So Pakistan actually needs to build a forum on women in science and technology under the umbrella of Pakistan Engineering Council, so that we can promote women scientists and engineers to effectively enhance their contribution towards the national economy. So it is important to get women together, have seminars, workshops, and different activities that would actually give them more strength, and then we can lay out some policies that would actually help the women to move forward in our society, and that would help them to cross the cultural barriers that we have in Pakistan. For example, daycare centers were not there some time ago. Now most employers provide daycare centers, yet not all workplaces have them. So we still need to do a lot of effort in this regard to be able to give a comfortable workplace to the females of our country. With that, I come to the end of my presentation. And if you have any questions, I would be more than glad to answer them. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Habib. So uh, our audience might already aware that we are a bit late behind the schedule. So now I'm going to invite Emily, Tang, and Vima from Singapore on the stage. Singapore? No. Okay, no show. No show, huh? Is Singapore online? Where's Miss Arumbalar? On the program it says in person, but is she online? Emily Tang. If not, okay, that's good. We saved 15 minutes. Let's move on. That's actually good for me. So do we have Sri Lanka online? Nilusha Pirara from Sri Lanka online? Are you there, Sri Lanka? No? Oh, it's very good news. So we just like, I'm very close to end the session. So now I'm gonna take the lead to Taiwan. Taiwan twist. Anyaman Yu Ling. Twist. Taiwan. Okay, shall we skip her then? Okay, so, okay, we are just, I was just informed that Singapore actually sent the video greetings. So maybe after twist presentation, let's see the Singapore. So the floor is to twist. Yes, yeah, yes, you have the honor to present. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Okay, I would like to first say hello to each one, okay? So President Professor Kim, okay, and then also Professor Ariabola. Okay, and also the APNN country representative, and then ladies and gentlemen here and online. So, okay, thank you. Okay, Udri in Med is good afternoon in Mongolian. Okay, that's what I just learned. Okay, so I'm Professor Anya Ling. So I'm currently the Dean of the College of Pharmaceutical Sciences, National Yangming Jiao Tong University. And also I'm the president of the Society of Taiwan Women in Science and Technology. I would like to express my deepest gratitude to Professor Kim and also Professor outside, Rebola, to organize this wonderful, wonderful conference after COVID-19 that we can say, Benseno is hello. Senben. Okay. Yeah, Senbenu. Senben. Okay, Senben. I asked the student outside. Okay, I'll say hello to each other. Okay, face to face. So now I'm going to tell you about the country report of Taiwan. Now, okay, and we know that. Okay, we know that there is a leaky STM pipeline. So I actually adopt this this figure from INWES. Okay, and then this is a long-standing and global issue, including Taiwan. From the survey of National Science and Technology Council in research R&D or R&D manpower in all fields. Okay, and female is only 27%. It's here. It's a total number. But the research or the PI, the female is only 22%. Okay, very low. Okay, among these 22%, 84% actually engage in STEM field, quite a lot. So I think the point is we don't have enough people, okay, enough female engage in STM pipeline, okay. So in the past 10 years, indeed, we have only 1.4 increment in female scientists in all field. It's about 9,200 person, 9,200 females. Okay, so in order to get more, also this is only 1.4 increment in female scientists in the past 10 years. Okay, and then in order to attract more girls and females, women to engage in this STM pipeline. So Dr. Jali Wu, our late founder, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. Okay, anyway, so this one. Okay, I think Dr. Jali Wu is a long-term friend of some of you in the floor, and she actually founded this twist. Okay, it's the Society of Taiwan Women in Science and Technology in 2011. Okay, so you are welcome to visit our website to see our updated and then also industry academia. And then they all have different expertise Okay, not 32 categories, but we have categorized this into several, like almost 10 fields. You can tell that natural science is the major one. Okay, the major one. So actually, I didn't do it. Oh, okay. Okay, so we actually we include scientists, female scientists, engineer, and technologists and professionals with different expertise. Okay, for example, from this STEM or STEAM, including art, or STEAMM, including medicine. Okay. Okay, so I would like to tell you some of our members that they have outstanding on top-notch performance. One of the most important one is Professor Lin Lichong. She's here with us in the floor right now. She's here with us right now in the floor. Okay, due to her top-notch research in nanoscience, right? Nanoscience, she was elected as the academic members in our Academia Sinica, which is the most prestigious research institute in our country. She is very famous, international famous researcher in the nano research, in nanoscience. In addition, we have the national excellent teacher. We also have two teachers, okay, two members. They are actually the chairperson of the Woman in Optics and the Woman in Engineering. Okay. In addition, we have another one, a member. She is the member of the Gender Equality Committee in our executive yuan. So actually, we have many members who has top-notch or outstanding performance, including this lady, this professor. This professor. Okay, this professor, she is the deputy minister of the Ocean Affairs Council of the executive yuan. Okay. Okay. So from the XTM pipeline, we noticed that the gender inequality start in high school level. Okay, so we target high school girl students. So we actually hold like STM camp. I really didn't do it. Yeah. Okay. I don't know how come there is no power. There's no power. No, I mean this one, even this pointer is not powerful. Okay, okay, okay. So we actually have STM camps for these girl students that they can have hand-on experience. They will know the novel technology. Okay. In addition, we have summer camp for the high school girl students that we invite female KOL to share their work experience, and then this high school girl student will be the host, will be the moderator, that they can have close contact interaction with this KOL, because to see is to believe. Okay, they see, oh, this is my role model in the future. Okay, so actually we want to try to encourage these high school girl students to engage in the STM higher education and the related professionals. We need more girl students to engage this field, and we are going to design a mentor-mentee program. The mentors are female professionals and also scientists with STM professions, and the mentees are high school girl students. They will have interaction via the internet. And then actually we have a little bit progress. You can see the figure on the right left. Okay, the red line, the red bar. Okay, I think I did it up. Okay, this is incorrect. Yeah. Okay, yeah, this one should be reversed. Okay. Yeah, because it's in Chinese. I retype it, so I make it wrong. So the red one is student in a girl student in STM field. So you can tell that from this girls school, they have more students engaged in STM courses that they will pursue STM higher education in the future. Okay, but they are only minority. Okay, we have more girl students in our country. Okay, instead of preaching the student in the classroom, we actually implement the gender equality spirit in the movie. Okay, in the movie. So last year we sponsor a movie entitled As Girls, which is about a 17-year-old girl student. She's gifted and she's interested in artificial intelligence. So she has teamwork with her classmates, boys and girls. So they actually attend AI meeting, AI content. Okay, and then make it to the final. Okay, so we actually invite girl students, teachers, and the family to enjoy this movie. At the same time, we deliver the importance of the gender equality to these teachers and the families, because these students actually they have received more influence from teachers and the families. Okay. In addition, we have worked with industry, which is Microsoft. This is more like echo the keynote speech yesterday. Okay, we held a coding angel camp for college girl students. Okay, so the experts from the Microsoft told participants, that would be the girls, female college students, that they are as good as other gender in AI professions. Okay. Okay, we have networking in our country with other working groups. Okay, we also designed a training program. The title is Learning Leadership by Heart. Okay, and also we have a lecture on how to deal with the gender issue in the workplace. Okay, these two lectures actually provide the female professionals, okay, to be competent, to be more competent when they're pursuing the leadership. In addition, our society also have connection with women in optics or women in engineering, or also women with the women working groups in physics, chemistry, mathematics. Okay, we have many networking. And then we also chat with the female professors in National Yangming Jiao Tong University. We talk about the work-life balance in the academic field. In the past 2 years, we actually held 2 conferences on women in science and technology with different themes. In 2021, the theme is advancing toward a bright future, and in 2020 is toward a work-life integrated workforce. And the participants, including high school girl students, female scientists, and also professors, and also the government officials. Okay, and then the conference on women in science and technology in 2023 is now under planning. We have several medias from academia, and then to provide this kind of spirit to public and also to the academic field. Okay, including this is a e-press. It's Taiwanese female scientist and technology. It's an e-press. This media is to provide support and companionship to the woman in science and technology. And also, we want to build a broad spectrum of the women in science and technology images, and also share the woman in science and technology's life and story, and also STM work to the new generation using books and audio books. So this book is here. Okay, this book is about Professor Jia Wu. Okay, the title is The Movement of Gender Parities in Taiwan by the pioneer of Professor Jia Wu. Okay, so in this book, I actually found some of you are in the book. Okay.
Some of you?
yeah, in the book. Pictures, okay. And the book is over here. It's in Chinese.
Okay. Your time is up.
Yeah. Okay. But you have to give me more because he's always not working.
She's a very tricky woman, huh?
I'm very bargaining. Okay. So actually we have the support from the government, okay, and also the lawmakers. Okay. For example, we have the meeting with this lawmaker, Dr. Fan Yun. And we also had a meeting with the government official. This is a deputy director of the National Science and Technology Council. We want to have the policy of gender-friendly policy for the female scientist or technologist. Okay. We have some progress. For example, here we have more female committee members in the Gender Equality Education Committee. I think that is very important because we know that the gender equality concept should be implemented for the children, the next generation, as early as possible. So this is a very important mechanism. Okay, we still have some strategy and policy that support female scientists. For example, this is during the school life. For example, during the professional, we have extra manpower. Okay, provide extra manpower to female scientists once they are diagnosed pregnant until the children or the child reach 3 years old. So they will have extra manpower like assistant or postdoc. And also we have maternal leave. We also have this maternal leave, for example, if the female scientist has twin, okay, then she will have like grace period for 4 years for the review, okay, for the review. And then we have subsidiary grant for the female scientist too. Okay, we actually want to create a gender-friendly environment for female students to engage in the higher STEM education, also for the women to engage in the STEM-related profession. So the ultimate goal is to fully support female scientists. Okay, I would like to echo for all the presentation today and yesterday, okay, that STM is our choice. It's our choice because C stands for the gender gap. I hope Professor Kim's will come true, that the gap will about 120 days. 120 years. Okay, the gender gaps, including the AI gap, whatever. And then H stands for harmonizing work-life balance. O stands for opportunity for the training and the career development. Okay, I stand for the innovation with gender consideration, also called gendered innovation. Okay, and also communicate with women in science and technology, like what we are doing now. It's networking. Okay, and last one is empower women in the leadership. Okay.
You still have more slides, huh?
2. Okay. I would like to express my gratitude and thanks to Professor Kim and also Arabona.
She's here. She's back.
Oh, okay. I want to thank twice already. Okay, because TWIST is part of the international network. Okay, we are very happy to work with you all to promote the gender equality in the STM pipeline. Okay, so here we are, and the next time we'll be here. Okay. So I think one thing very important is that together we go far. So thank you very much for your listening. And then,
Wow.
yeah, I'm done.
Actually, this morning I was told that she was very smart. Her colleagues were telling me that she was smart. But at that time, I didn't take her seriously. But now I'm convinced she's too smart.
I want to say,
Tricking my program. Barasa?
Barasa, thank you.
What is
Thank
it?
you. Barasa.
Are you trying to bribe me with the baitla? We're stealing my time. Yes. One hand, I'm a bit jealous for young Taiwanese. It seems like the Taiwanese 21st century generation is in well hand with the talented women. So now I have to move back to video greetings from Singapore. Yeah. Emily Tang and Vima. So after this, we have Vietnamese representatives be on the stage. And then after that, we're going to see also video greetings from Sri Lanka. And that's the country report session is ending.
I'm John. I'm the Secretary of Association of Women in Singapore. And let me do a short introduction with you on Engineer Amin Tan, who is our president. Okay, Engineer Amin Tan is the managing director of TSM Consultancy Private Limited, a Singapore-based traffic and transport consultancy firm of nearly 25 years. She was previously stationed in UK and Australia, besides setting up in TSM in Singapore. Under TSM, she has done projects in more than 10 countries in the ASEAN, South Asia, and Asia Pacific regions. Emily is a registered professional engineer in Singapore and an ASEAN Chartered Professional Engineer with more than 25 years of experience in the traffic and transport planning and engineering field. She is also a Chartered Engineer in Singapore in transportations. She is an accredited Senior Road Safety Auditor in BIS Road Australia and an accredited Road Safety Auditor and a team leader with LTA Singapore. She has been awarded the Webb Prize by the UK Institutions of Civil Engineers for the best paper in transportations. She also served the Singapore community as an appointed town councillor from 2013 to 2017 and a district councillor at the North East Community Development Council from 2001 to 2014. She was also serving in the Citizen Consultative Committee from 2012 to 2016. She was a board member with the Professional Engineer Board and the Board of Architects from 2018 to 2022. She was a board member of the Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport from 1999 to 2021. She has been awarded the Ministry of National Development Medallion by the Minister of National Development and the Outstanding Service Award, Singapore Red Cross, by the President of Singapore. Without further ado, let me present you Emily. Engineer Emily Tan, over to you, please.
Thank you, Leon. Right. Thank you for the introduction. Perhaps I just go through what is the Association of Women in Construction. So we were set up in about 2019, and our mission is to be the leading community of all women in Singapore's built environment industry. And our vision is to empower women in the built environment workforce, mentoring young adults and integrating people in the different sectors of the built environment industry. And we aim to unify individuals and corporations in the built environment industry in aid of all the working people. So our core values is we aim to be skilled, motivated, articulate, resourceful, and transform. And our goals is to retain women in the workforce, mentoring young adults, and integrating people in the different sectors. So it is basically to unite all the individuals and the corporations in the built environment industry in aid of the working women. So our committee, as you can see here, we actually comprise of both the public sector as well as the private sector. So we have people from the vice president. She's from the Jurong Town Corporation. And we have Vimal, the secretary, who is from the Land Transport Authority, Estella, which is the treasurer, and she is from the Urban Redevelopment Authority. And we also have the committee members, Alvin Sim from LTA, we have architect from Madeline Yo from ADAS, and we even have a PR person, and she's Rabita. And we also have our assistant treasurer from Dinesh. So as you can see from our committee members, we are not limited to just women only. We welcome men to be in our committee, and we are very happy to have both men and women to be in our committee. And our activities are also open to both the men and the women. So as I said, our association is formed not too long ago, but we have about 15 or so corporate members over here on the left-hand side, and also other corporate members. So you can see that we have over 30 corporate members and individual 40, nearly more than 40 individual members. So in total, we have both the corporate and the individual at about 70 plus. And our corporate members from the slide above, you see, they are both from the public sector as well as the private sector. And in Singapore, all these companies are actually top companies in our built environment sector. So even though we had the pandemic and all that, we also managed to after the opening up, we did manage to have quite a number of activities. So we had quite a few of the webinars, and first of which, well, we actually missed last year, right? So I'm reporting the whole of last year as well as what of some of this year as well. So we have webinars where we have traffic related and law related webinar, which is this one, happened in January last year. And we celebrated International Women's Day last year, which is 15th of March. And because everything was still not very certain of the opening up and all that, so we had a webinar instead. And we managed to get a guest of honor, a politician as our guest of honor. All right. So following which, we also collaborated with Build Tech Asia, and we also had this sustainability webinar that happened in July last year, middle of last year. And following which, we also had another one on workplace for post-pandemic world, because as we go further into the year, it was opening up and we had all these. So yes, we had another webinar on this. And following which, we also had another one dealing with COVID and it comes to claims and all that. So we had a lawyer speak to us on that and advising us. And it was so popular that they asked for a recall for this event. Yeah. And this year, we managed to get our first physical event. And that happened this year in March 2021. We had our first physical event and also our first physical International Women's Day event. And we had about 200 people turning up for it. And we also had our guest of honor, a politician as well. And we had many sponsors and it was a very good gathering and it was very successful. Yeah. Following which, we had more webinars and this was to do with the critical powers, in terms of money and time and money. Well, the good thing about having webinars is that you can have people from different parts of the world joining us as well. Yeah, and we are also supporting. We also start as the place opened up and all that, we had more physical activities. And so we actually we were also partners to this International Built Environment Week seminar, which was held in the Marina Bay Sands. And we also had our second networking event for the association that just happened last month. And it was sponsored by one of the our friends, and we had beer sessions, and it was a very good networking session, because what we do is that we bring together different people from different sectors of the built environment, be it suppliers, or those in the developers, contractors. So we bring them all together, and also policymakers. So we bring all of them together. Instead of operating in silos, we make them come together, and it is actually very fruitful, because then you can understand each other. And as you can see again, it is both open to men and women. So our purpose is that we want to make people in the built environment aware that there's this that we want that there's this association. It is open to both men and women, and it is for the retention of women in the built environment. Yeah. So we also have a media outreach. We have newsletter every quarter. So we report about the events, and also we introduce our new members things. Yeah. And you can find all these in our website as well. And if you'd like to have more information, you can contact myself or Leon, who is you saw just now, as well as Vima, and our emails are here. Thank you.
Thank you, Singapore, Emily Tang and Vima. This was also inspiring that our colleagues and STEM colleagues are working in Singapore actively. So we have last in-person presenter, Ambassador Nhung Thi Hoi from Vietnam.
Yeah, I have my assistant. Yes, good afternoon, distinguished participants here and also online. And as the last speaker of the day, so let me joining Madam Lin and also other speakers before me to express our deep appreciation, the thanks, and also for the contribution of our keynote speakers, Madam Chairs of INWES-APNN, and more importantly, Madam Chair of our kind host country, Mongolia, for their excellent efforts, wonderful efforts in making this meeting and the conference there to be so informative, successful, and impressive. So thank you so much. So now come to our our case. Is the last speaker, so I will be short to save time for you. Firstly, speaking about us, our team. So the background is that you see the Vietnam population increasing, and we just reached 100 million by June this year. So you see, male and female, and women in Vietnam accounts almost 51%, among whom I think that there is, with the 51% here, we have a unique organization called the Union, Women's Union, taking care of the old women. And below the Women's Union, we have two subsidiaries. One is VAFIP, is our team, and the other one is the Association of Women Entrepreneurs. So with these three bodies, we are together doing for improving the role of women and contribution of women in society and the development of the country in the last many years of history, in war and in peace. So next, please. Now comes to our VAFIP members. Now we are having 5,500 members. And here in VAFIP, we don't have only engineers, but we have all sectors of the society. We have scientists, engineers, teachers, painters, artists, diplomats, and also economists and lawyers also. So we have, we can say that it's so diverse, all sectors of the society. And among whom we can see the percentage of the BA, the master, doctor, and associate doctor. And only narrow is the professor and associated professor and professor. So I think that with the diagram, we can see quite diverse and quite impressive. Next, please. And now come to the science and technology and total women in population in Vietnam. We can say all in all is that we are having women occupied for about 47%, not yet 50. And among whom 25 is science and technology. And among which the engineering and women in another category is only 18, about 20%. Yes. And now comes to the board leadership board, you see. Firstly, we are having, recently we are having our third Congress of WAFIP. And WAFIP was founded in 2011, most very close to the APNN. And then the third Congress was very successful with the election of the new president. And we have the honorable president, still the same. She was our vice president of Vietnam. And our new president of WAFIP, may I introduce Madam Professor Letty Hope. Please stand up. Thank you. And our team today in here, we also having another lady, our executive vice president, Madam Patimi. She's a journalist. And today we are also having very special participants. We are having two famous artists. So may I invite Madam Tâm Chính. She is one of the famous artists in circus and very famous in the last century. And next is, and she was here in Mongolia, training and working with the counterpart in Mongolia in the 70s and 60s. Yes, and next is the another famous ladies who is the organizer and also the director for the last performance, Madam Lê Ngọc, please. And you know, she's the director of the theater named after her. Quite interesting. And last but not least, I have a young lady who is Madam Thu Thi. And she is the CEO of the supermarket chain, quite famous. And the supermarket is also quite famous in Hanoi and other areas. So that is about us. And then we are having all this here. And we have, this time we are having two vice presidents representing the two cities of Vietnam, Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City. And they are here and all. Next, please. And now come to the diagram of the charter of organization structure of WAFIP. We have honorable president and executive. We have 8 vice president and technical committee, branch association, and so on. But here they were missing one arms. We call one arm, 2 arms. That is, we have created one center, what is called Center for Application of Science and Technology and Startup. This is created for helping all the entrepreneurs and scientists for application of apply of all these research into production and also marketing. And the next is another magazine. A magazine. It is 2 months. Every 2 months, and also the online. You know, you can get it through the address of our. You can find it. with all the information. And now, to highlight the progress report, I think that I wish to highlight only 2 cases. Firstly is the Kovalevskaya Prize for Female Scientists. You know that this is the prize founded and funded by a couple, American couple scientists who were activists in the war, and they came to Vietnam in 78 and created the fund for helping the women scientists in Vietnam for their study and research and development. And up to now, after 30 years, we are having 46 individual women were given the prize, and 18 female teams having the prize. And among 18 teams, there is one team belong to our Professor Herb. And I think that this is the youngest and also recently gained the prize last year. And you know that with the 46 individuals, among whom more than 50% are members of our association. That's quite impressive. Next, please. So the example, the success story I wish to mention is this one lady. She's also our vice president, but very successful story. She was one of the very first gaining the prize, and she so much developed. And then we call her the 3-in-1 because she's the inventor, she's the producer, and she's the seller herself. And she invented the Kova. She named after the prize, the Kova paint, very famous. In Singapore also, you can see her paint is in many hospitals in Singapore. Many kinds of paint, the antibiotic paint and shell wash paint, and recently she developed a paint in anti-bullet and anti-fire paint out of the rice straw of Vietnam. So this is very successful. But more I would like to say is that she is the very successful entrepreneur, and now she's the chairperson of the Kova group. And she created the Kova Prize. And it has been 20 years now. And then a lot of people gain that prize, and also very good support for them to develop in different sectors, and also in many of them are women and young women too. Next, please. Now we come to that is also identify some people who are getting the prize by Kova Prize of the lady, very famous. So next, please. So now comes to some of the activities of our association in promoting and helping the scientists in research and also application of their research into realities. I think that we are organized a number of workshops and seminars for that chain, and the gear and the role for this kind of workshop is to assimilate the stories, the experience for the young startup, and also the scientists for applying their research into products. And it is one of kind of the meeting, and also now that is the picture of one of the kind of activities for women and the get prize, and also. Next, please. And that thing is that I wish to say is that more importantly, because for scientists is the IP, the international properties. It is so important for research and so on. So our association is very much working with the WIPO of UN for helping our researchers and so on, for using the skill in IP for their study and protecting their products and so on. And now the last is that one of the functions of our association when it was created is to help and making impact, as Madam Kim have said, that to impact to policy making. Policy making is so important, and regulation, especially related to the gender equality and gender issue, and also gender and regulation related to the woman, and especially in science and technology. Next, please. And now this one, I think that cooperation relationship. So we have to do with our function successfully. We have to align with a number of NGO and also government for making our story successful. So we have signed the contract with Vietnam Health Trade Union, Vietnam Business Association, and more importantly, the Russian Women's Strength Association. And recently we have quite a successful story related to this one, to make the product in Vietnam in cooperation with the woman there in the Soviet Union. And collaboration, I think that collaboration is so important. So as our friend just said, Madam Lin just said, with cooperation, we can go far. So I think that it is so true that we are here to cooperate, and we are here to work together and to share together for a better role and a better, more successful in our study and our work. Next, please. And this is also one of the activities, and I want for the next year. The last one. That is the last one. No, the strengthening, that is expanding and strengthening also one of our focus. Expanding, we are having our members in the body subsidiary to our association in 8 and come to 9 provinces in Vietnam. So now we are also to intensify and expand to other provinces. But now we are having in 3 parts of the country, north, central, and the south. Now we want the last one. Succession for future work, and then we are trying to do what we have been doing and we intensify that. But more importantly, that we will focus on efforts for the next meeting if we are elected by you for the next meeting of APNN. So thank you and for the attention. Thank you.
You see, you were exactly on time. My time is, yeah, you're very experienced. So actually, I'm very glad that actually carried out the Sylvia spirit along the presentation and leading us to the next level discussion. So we have now Sri Lanka, yeah? Are we ready yet? So we have Sri Lanka on video greetings. And after that, I'm going to wrap up the session. Then let's go for a refreshment. And late afternoon session is going to be more enthusiastic and more discussion oriented and more lively. So please all join in the late afternoon session. It's going to be very fun. The mic will be open to you, and it's going to be a very creative and session. Yeah. Okay, let's hear from Sri Lanka.
Hello, ladies. I'm Nilusha Pereira, currently serving as a lecturer in agriculture engineering at Uvavelas University, which is a state university of Sri Lanka. So my expertise are smart agriculture with particular emphasis on environmental modeling, GIS and remote sensing. So I would be privileged to present the country report for the Asia and Pacific Nation Network meeting and the International Conference of Women in STEM in Mongolia, representing women in science and engineering, WISE Sri Lanka. in my capacity as a secretary. So we have set our goals for 2020 and 2025 to continue awareness on environment, focusing on climate change, waste management, and related topics, and expanding WISE circle in the state universities in Sri Lanka, and participating in APNN and related event. Continue our campaign against the use of polythene packaging, using on resources until funds are raised, and follow up with the USAID and other potential donors to continue waste management activities, and then support rural and underserved school children studying mathematics and science in grade 11 and above. So these are our members, current members of Women in Science and Engineering Sri Lanka. Actually, the Sri Lanka faces significant gender disparities in the engineering workforce, with only 9% of engineers being female, despite women making up to 52% of the population. And cultural influences, familial challenges, and societal pressure are identified as key reasons for this imbalance. So girls are often not encouraged to pursue STEM field, and leading to low representation of women in engineering and technology. It's around 27%, and natural sciences around 40%, medicine 46%, and agricultural sciences are around 38%. So this COVID-19 pandemic has exacerbated Sri Lanka's economic and the political crisis, resulting in a default on debt payments, depleted foreign currency reserves, and higher inflation. So this crisis has disproportionately affected our women who bear the burden of multiple roles within their families. So WISE Sri Lanka initiated in 2013 and has experienced slow growth during this 2021 and 2022 period due to the country's crisis situation. However, the organization gained 17 additional members during this time. So one notable program initiated by WISE Sri Lanka is the WISE STEP program, which is focused on empowering young women, undergraduate and immediate graduate in STEM field at national universities in Sri Lanka. As a part of this program, WISE Sri Lanka has launched WISE Sri Lanka Wings at the Faculty of Technology, University of Colombo, Faculty of Geomedics, Sabaragamu University, and Faculty of Animal Science and Export Agriculture at INWES-APNN, University of Sri Lanka. So the University of Sri Jayawardhanapura, when we talk about the activities we have done within this year, so the University of Sri Jayawardhanapura has recently established new faculty of urban and aquatic bioresources, which is uniquely positioned to teach, research, and provide services in the field of urban and aquatic bioresources. In their undergraduate curriculum, they had municipal solid waste management course with their practical component. So with the collaboration between the Women in Science and Engineering and the United Nations Development Program, we have arranged a field visit for the Kaduvela Municipal Council composting facility. So it was a potential and valuable training facility for the undergraduate students to get practical experience, and online awareness program for the school principals and teachers and advanced level students of the goals zone on urban agriculture and positive attitude development towards the cultivation culture, parallel to the national program of school garden development to agriculture uses program, so 2023. So the program aims to minimize the malnutrition among school children and encourage cultivation culture in schools as well as students home, and could identify the values of providing knowledge and skills on practices in urban agriculture and integrated agriculture for the school communities. So this is the online educational program which is related to STEM. We conducted by in collaboration with University of Sri Jawaharlal and University of Colombo, Sri Lanka. And these are some research communications, research publications which WISE members done during previous years. So there are some book chapters and international conferences which is present in Melbourne, Australia, and some extended abstract also published. And last year we participated in this young women scientists camp and smart system workshop, and there were some achievements for our country, for our WISE members, and we have conducted webinar series related to research methods, concept development, and technical elements for students that enhance their soft skills and personal qualities. And then some of our WISE members conducted some workshop series, and also members participated in several workshop series. A training course was held on a gender responsive disaster risk reduction for implementing Sendai framework. So the training course consisted of 4 modules and was held in 2022, organized by South Asia Network for Disaster Risk Reduction. And our WISE members participated in UNESCO training and grant program. It's harnessing youth action for social cohesion. And these are the brief details about Young Women Scientist Camp. And our achievements, we won Best Content Creator Awards and 1 minute pitch event in consecutive years from this YWS camp by our WISE members, and our members attending Young Women Scientist Camp as mentors as well. So we are planning to continue to attend this KWS initiative, such as the annual Young Women YWS event, and we would like to share our experiences, and we hope to assist in global and regional surveys and research initiatives. Depending on the opportunities, we will try to provide support and represent APNN in next year as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Ferrara from Sri Lanka. So let me quickly wrap up the session so we can go have a coffee break. It was long days. So let's try to finish the boring part quickly, okay? So we were expecting 14 country reports, but except India, all of the 13 countries successfully reported what they've been doing over the years, and then how committed they were for the idea and supporting the STEM education and women in science and natural sciences and engineering. And some of the ideas were already tested certainly for expressing the commitment they had for their own profession, for their own country's future, and also for income generation, which is also one of the kind of ongoing ideas with this conference. So, and also I noticed that over the reports, that we are ready for the next level discussion. That's the impression I got, and I also see that some of the countries also expresses very much strong, serious intention stepping forward. So after the coffee break, it's going to be the more discussion leading our participation at the policy level. And I hope that it's going to interest you, it's going to match your interest, personal interest, and I hope you find proper and smart solutions for that. So before end the session, if you don't know me, at the end of the session, at the end, you already know me, that I'm very innocent and quiet and person, had your 2 boring days. So I'm Hishik Dolum, Tumur Batar. I work for GMIT, German and Mongolian University of Technology and Resources and Technology. And I share the same spirit with the Vietnamese colleagues. I am not an engineer or natural scientist. I am a social scientist. But I support you, all the women in engineering and also in the science and hard science. And then it also says that if there's a more stakeholders in the policy level, also in implementing level, we're gonna make changes. Yes, so thank you very much for all presenters. It was a great job, well done, thank you. Coffee break is downstairs on the first floor, so 20 minutes.